In order for a church to have a culture of prayer, it is absolutely mandatory for the lead pastor to not just be involved, but actually to lead it. In the same way that lead pastor has so much influence from the pulpit to be able to help people to understand the vision, the mission of the church, if they're not leading in prayer, then the people don't see it as a big priority. If a pastor has a vision to start a food pantry or to start some kind of outreach in the community, and they're very passionate about it, the people will sign up. They'll get more engaged and involved. And so often we see that a pastor who wants to see more prayer in their church, but then they get discouraged because the prayer meeting that they're starting doesn't have a lot of people at it, then they farm it off to an associate pastor to lead. It will never get to a place of being a change and making the church into prayer culture. Our own experience has been that. We had a prayer meeting at our church for many years, and my community group met on Tuesday nights, and so I couldn't be a part of it. After I became a part of 6-4 and saw the need to really be the one who's leading in it, I changed my community group to be a different day, and I started to attend the prayer meeting first before I made any changes. I was a part of the prayer meeting for many months before I even did anything there to lead it. But then slowly I started to lead the prayer meetings, and I'm still not leading all of them, but I'm leading once a month. And I'm leading it a way that I've learned from 6-4, from the coaching of Daniel and others, of how to lead these prayer meetings. And so we're seeing a resurgence in this. And I'm actually using a lot more opportunities from the pulpit and after I preach to actually let the people themselves, right where they are, pray in the service. People will say, well, actually, Very recently, I was telling another pastor friend of mine from Florida about how we're praying in the church service, and he couldn't believe it. He says, well, what about guests that are coming to the church? And I said, we talk about it. We tell them, hey, this is something that we do in our church. And Jesus himself says that my house shall be a house of prayer. So I think that we're really misinformed when we don't think that people that are visiting the church would not expect to have prayer in the church, because that's what they expect. Oh, they must be praying there. And so I think it's a real disservice when we don't lead in this in our churches and even on the weekend services.